Alba, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to chat with you. I know we've been chatting a little bit before we started filming, and just thanks for stopping by and jumping in with us. First and foremost, introduce yourself. Just tell us who you are and who you are here with. And, what's got you excited about the B2B Expo this year?
Thank you so much for inviting me. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Alba, and I kind of have two different identities. One of them is my corporate identity, but the main reason why I'm here is because I started my own business around a year ago. I am a career coach, and I was really finding that I was kind of out of alignment in my life, both with my corporate identity and my business identity. So what I do with my business is really helping others find career clarity and gain careers that are aligned with who they are. Now, this B2B and this business show, Expo, right, is for entrepreneurs and business owners. So something that I learned along the way of this 1 year of building my own business is how can I build that business that's aligned with who I am so that there is less friction and my business grows. And part of that has to do with having a story, your life story, and how you leverage it. So that's what I brought to this business show as a keynote speaker, is talking about how businesses can leverage their story to really find their business edge or their competitive edge. And I think it really resonated with the audience in terms of, okay, sometimes we're really focused on like the strategy or trying the latest tools, trying to scale our business, and we forget why we're doing what we're doing and who we are serving, and using our story as a power to really propel our business forward.
Yeah, it's like you could have read some of that off of my website. I love what you just said about story and the importance of using story to connect with people. It's such an important piece and such an underrated piece. I feel like it does not get talked about enough. So I'm so impressed that is something I'm hearing from another person in the field that it realizes that is important. So, and congratulations on your own professional business venture. How exciting. I mean, I love that you're able to exemplify working in corporate sort of 9 to 5 and still be able to pursue a passion project that you clearly have great love for. And showing that both of those things can be true at the same time.
Yes, that's a really good point. So, of course, it's all about stories and it's all about people. And that's why I wanted to come in person and understand what's your story, right? And like, how are you leveraging it? Yeah, business. So obviously I have a very unconventional story. And a lot of the feedback I got and conversations after the keynote was, how are you managing both worlds, right? And where do you draw the line? And when did you decide to go all in? So for me, again, I brought it back to that alignment. Mm-hmm. This is a passion project, as you said. This is my purpose. My purpose is to serve others, to really help them to deliver value. So that's why it doesn't feel like another job. It really does feel like something that I'm energized and I'm delivering value. And that's really what excites me. And that's what I hope other entrepreneurs that heard my talk got it from it, right? It's like you can build something that's purposeful and that's aligned. And that's how it's going to feel very frictionless. And it's going to give you energy instead of draining you, basically.
Absolutely. I love what you said about it, giving you energy, right? Because I think a lot of times it's very easy to think about what our work takes from us rather than what it does for us and brings back into our lives. So it's a beautiful way to talk about the importance of that. So tell me a little bit more about what you do when it comes to career coaching and how you sort of realized that was the right next thing for you.
Yes, absolutely. So as I said, I had a very unconventional career path, and my story, it's one story of reinvention, okay? So I started as a PhD student, very academic. I did a PhD, so I was with that academic identity for a long time, but it felt very misaligned. I wasn't happy in academia. It wasn't really giving me what I needed. It wasn't fitting my lifestyle. So I transitioned to corporate, and I did so, I could say, in a successful way, right? Like I worked for a Fortune 500 company. I'm managing high-stakes projects. But still, I felt like I needed more purpose, and I needed to help others in a more tangible way, and that's what drove me to create this coaching business, right? So what I do is like I leverage that story and what I learned, and I created purposeful frameworks and programs, coaching programs that help people through those transitions. So my biggest customers are just clients that want to transition careers, either get out of academia and transition into industry or explore other careers, but always center in alignment and purpose, because I want them to build something that they will really stick with and it will feel good for them. So that's my main focus with my company, just really helping others through finding the right career and then how to land it right. Right. Between the tactical part, which obviously we all struggle with, which is, in this very competitive market, how you position yourself. Yeah. But again, storytelling, right? Like what's unique about you, what's the value you can bring to our company. So that's where really my work lies.
That's wonderful. And what an interesting, very specific transition, right? From academia into industry. A lot of times, sometimes I feel like I hear people go the other direction, from industry into academia. So it's really nice to have that other perspective and help people along that pathway.
Absolutely. And it all starts with mindset. So mindset is really the first step that we always work with, because you have that identity is so rooted in you. Like you see yourself as an academic, you see yourself like you value yourself and measure success in terms of papers, in terms of conferences, in terms of just like very academic achievements, right? But there is so much more that academics have that they can bring into the workforce. A ton of transferable skills, right?
Yeah.
Like we do data analysis, we do public speaking, like all the key skill sets that many companies are looking for. So the first thing is for them to realize this is the value that I bring. So we always work on removing those mindset barriers that keep people from making the jump to industry, because they are afraid that, oh, I was the expert in my field and now I'm starting over. Right. Like I know. It's like I'm at the top and now I'm back down at the bottom. But they have so much to offer, and I think once they own their value, when they own their value and understand what they can bring, then they get that confidence and that boost to really help them get there and transition.
Yeah, and fear is a very real part of not only deciding to make that transition, but then actually committing to it. And that's something I have conversations with entrepreneurs a lot about, getting over that fear. And sometimes it's not about getting over it, but it's getting through it and knowing that it's normal and realizing that you're not alone in that feeling, and having someone like you that can tell them, this is not unusual and you will be okay. You will get to the other side of this. Because fear is a common issue, for sure.
Yes, it is a really important factor. And one of the ways I really try to help them with is really just one-on-one personalized coaching, right? Like there are many career coaches out there. There are career programs that some of them are self-paced, some of them are like cohorts. But for me, as you said, like I really want to hold their hands and help them get through that fear journey. Yeah. Really like pump them up and be their cheerleader. Like, you can do this. I've done it. Others have done it. This is very real. Yeah. And I'm not just going to help you and show you how to do it, but help you along the way and be there with you. So that emotional support, actually, I think is really a competitive edge right now. If you think about it, right? Like we are in the era of AI. Everything is automated. AI is there everywhere. So I don't want to lose that human connection, that human touch. I still want to be very involved with my clients and have the best coaching experience I can do for them in a personalized one-to-one way. So this might be a little bit different from what others are doing, but that's my preferred way of working. It's really understanding who you are, what you need, and helping you through that transition.
I love that. I have so much respect for the need to keep the human piece of what we're doing, regardless of how advanced our technology becomes. They are tools for us to use. And at the end of the day, it's getting to do things like this, where we get to be sort of in community with each other and in person with each other, and know that we have someone on our side. There's so much importance and value on that humanity piece. And I love that you've kept that at the center of what you're doing from a career perspective, because that can be lonely, or that can be isolating, because you just sort of feel like, I keep sending myself out into the world and then nobody says anything back. Right. And so you've sort of eliminated that echo chamber that can happen for people. I think that's just really special, especially for someone who's making a big professional change. So with your existing corporate responsibilities, working in product at a place like Capital One, I'm sure stretches another piece of your brain or works another side of your brain. Do you ever find that those those different skill sets sort of complement themselves in a way that you find is really valuable?
It is super valuable. I mean, product is all about delivering value, right? And like how we can help our customers and create like delightful experiences for them. So as I've grown in my product career, I've taken some of those learnings into now building my own business. So I always put, as I said, our clients are first, right? Are the center of what we do. But then the way I kind of like strategize my business and build a business model around it is still very using product related frameworks and ideas like user personas, right? Like who is the people that I'm serving? In my case, because I lived that story, it was me 10 years ago, right? Like, so when I built my user personas, I thought like, what pain points did I have, right? Like before I transition, and how did I overcome them? So it really helps me create that empathy with my clients. So there are a lot of parallels and a lot of things that are transferable between the two. And I'm grateful for that, being able to serve two different sides of the world.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. What would you say, having sort of living in this dual space, like what's your best advice for someone that is maybe just about ready to become one of your clients? They've decided that they want to make a change. Like, what's your best piece of advice for them that you would want them to hear and receive?
I would say take action.
Take the first step.
Take the first step and think about it as you said, as a step. Because I feel like most of my clients are so overwhelmed because they are very intelligent people, very driven, and they see the whole picture, right? Like they imagine themselves, okay, I want to go from point A to point B, and this feels daunting, right? Like, how am I gonna get there? Sometimes it just takes the first step to see the path ahead. So knowing that if they commit to these programs, if they commit to coaching, they will get the support they need to get to point B. They don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just taking that first step. And this also applies to businesses, right? I was talking with a lot of folks today that want to start their own business as well. And they were like, Alba, like, what made you decide to open your own business? Like, what was the trigger? And I told them I was pondering with this idea for over a year before I actually said, okay, I'm going to do this, right? Like, it takes a lot of courage, and sometimes you just don't feel ready, but you have to do it anyways, and things will fall into place.
Yeah, I love that. It's, if you wait to be ready, you'll never be ready. You'll never do it. It's if you're waiting for ready, you're going to be waiting
small and just take action.
Yeah, it's so important. And I think it's good advice across so many things. Like, just take that first step, because that is going to help you build momentum. Right. That first step can be a small step, but it will be momentum in the right direction. I love that. Oh, I hope that that's what people took away from hearing you talk today too, was knowing that, like, taking one step can feel hard, but one step is still action and it's still momentum. And that's so wonderful.
And maybe just one last thing, and I think this is really important for people, especially now in the era of social media where we're like comparing with each other. There is no right way of doing things. Like, there is people, for everything. There is careers for everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that you want to reinvent yourself, that you want to change, that's usually for good. It's a lot of growth, a lot of learning, and you end up in a much better spot.
Yes.
So just let go of like all these old identities that no longer serve you, and just go ahead and try new things, take that next step, and you'll have a wonderful path ahead of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. It's like, it's their highlight reel. You have so much potential.
There is.
And that is just beautiful. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing with us. I love that you were able to bridge that gap between big corporate job and still pursuing a passion. I think a lot of us have that in us. Like, I think a lot of us start that way if we're an entrepreneur or a business owner. And I love that you were able to share that it is absolutely possible, and to do it so beautifully. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.